Hi. My name is Ron. I'm an alcoholic. It's been 6 years, 11 months, and 20 days since my last drink. Assuming that many of you have not been to an AA meeting, that's how you start out at every AA meeting. But then after you've introduced yourself that one time, then what you do from then on, anytime you want to speak, is you say, "Hi, I'm Ron. I'm an alcoholic." And then you say what you want to say. Everybody does it. You see, everybody does it just to remind each of us that we're all in the same boat, that we're all there for the same reason, you know? I remember my very first proper AA meeting some 8 years ago. I got to be honest with you, it was at one of the lowest points in my life. I had, my family and I were living in England. I had just drank away a PhD, a promising teaching career. I had hurt my bride. I had hurt my children. I'd humiliated myself publicly. I had dishonored God. I had betrayed my calling. Most of my friends didn't want to know me. I didn't have enough money to get us back to the United States, so we were stuck, but we had a problem because I was being kicked out of the home that we lived in because it was campus housing. I went from being one of the most popular professors on campus to persona non grata in less than 24 hours. And it's amazing how quickly your critics will come out when you publicly fail. Now, I don't recommend it, but just so you know, I mean, they come from everywhere. And for some reason, if you fail publicly, people feel the freedom to say stuff to your face that they would never say to anybody else. And at that moment in time, you just stand there and take it because you figure you got it coming, you know? And so we were at a pretty desperate place when I walked in for my first AA meeting. It'd been 3 days since my last drink, and I got to be honest with you, I was scared. And it had been kind of a bad week, if you know what I mean. And I sat down, and I remember it was about 15, 16 guys, men and women in the room, and they started, and I sort of knew about 12 steps and stuff and all that, but it came around to my turn, and I said, "Hi, my name is Ron, and I think I might possibly be an alcoholic. And it's been 3 days since my last drink." And you know what they did? They applauded. Now, it turns out I got to know these folks pretty well, and it turns out that some of them at that point in time, at that meeting, they had 9 months sobriety or 2 years sobriety or 3 years or 7 years. There was a guy there who has 17 years sobriety. These folks, all of these folks, sober, and they applauded me because I've gone 72 hours without a drink. See, that's what I loved about AA meetings. What I love about AA meetings is that nobody judges you, because we're all there for the same reason. We're all there because we have blown PhDs and we've blown careers and we've destroyed families and we've lost our homes, or maybe we've lost our marriages, or our children are estranged from us, or we've taken somebody else's life or harmed somebody else because we are powerless over this thing called alcohol, because we're drunks. And see, because we go in and nobody judges you, you just can get on with the business of living. You see, when you recognize that everyone is in the same boat, that you have the same struggle to some extent or another, then you can just get on with life. And I got to tell you, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've been a follower of Jesus for a while, and I've been an ordained minister for a while, and I had prayed, and I read books, and I went to seminars, and I listened to tapes and videos of people talking about how to get on top of this alcohol thing, and I had done spiritual retreats, but it was only when I put myself in the same room with people who had the same problem that God began to turn my life around. Sometimes I wish, not always, but sometimes I wish that's how we'd start a worship gathering. We would just say, "Hi, my name is Ron. I'm a sinner, and it's been 12 minutes since my last sin." Do you know what I mean? Wouldn't it be nice to just kind of get it out there from time to time to say, hi, my name is Ron and I'm a sinner. And we just all acknowledge that we're in the same boat, that we've all sinned. Wouldn't it be wonderful? Because then no one would feel the freedom to judge anyone else, and you wouldn't have to be afraid that somebody else was judging you. Because, if it had been a really bad week, I could say, hi, my name is Ron, I'm a notorious sinner or a blatant sinner or a habitual sinner. But you would never hear me say, hi, I'm Ron, and I sinned once. It was a long time ago, but it was, or hi, my name is Ron and I have my act together, and if you follow me, you can have your act together. Nobody would say that because we would all recognize that we're in the same boat, right? And so then that would mean if we recognized that we were in the same boat, then we wouldn't judge each other. I mean, I don't have to convince you, right? I'm pretty certain, you guys look like a sharp crowd. I'm pretty certain I don't have to convince you that there's no one in this room who has lived a morally perfect life, right? If you have, I really would like to talk with you. Everyone in this room knows that at some point in our lives, we've known to do right and we've opted to do wrong. Right? Everyone in this room knows that at some point in our lives that we've dropped the ball, that we've missed the mark, that we've decided to be our own dog, call our own shots, decide right and wrong for ourselves. Every one of us in this room knows that we've done that we've been selfish at some time, or envious at some time, or jealous at some time, or unkind, or downright hateful at some time, or prejudiced at some time. Every one of us in this room knows that, right? I don't have to convince you of that. Every one of us knows that at some point in our lives, we have damaged someone else, and maybe even someone close to us, because we spoke too much, because we neglected too much, because we expected too much, or because we drank too much, right? We really are in the same boat. And the Bible seems to back us up on this. In Romans chapter 3, it says, there is no one righteous, not even one. There is no one who understands. There's no one who seeks God. All have turned away. If together become worthless, there's no one who does good, not even one. Their throats are open graves. Their tongues practice deceit. The poison of vipers is on their lips. Their mouths are full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swift to shed blood. Ruin and misery mark their ways, and the way of peace they do not know. The way of peace they do not know. There's no fear of God before their eyes. See, it's not exactly the feel-good passage of the year, but it makes the point, right? We're all in the same boat.